Hey guys, this is Eric from Figure Unboxing, and in this video, we're going to take a look at S.H.Figuarts RYU from Street Fighter 5. I've always been a really big fan of Street Fighters or just fighting games in general. I've been to some EVO, some of my favorite characters are Daigo, Infiltration, and Gamer B. So as an action figure collector and a big fan of Street Fighter, this is like a dream come true to me. Bandai is sitting on a gold mine over here. They can easily do color variants, they can make Ken and Akuma with the same body mold. There is just a lot of stuff they can do. I definitely see a lot of potential over here, and based on what I've seen like from other reviewers, the figure is amazing. My only gripe is probably that they could have given us like another pair of hands, like like for some style posing, but I think it's okay. They can always give us more later. And the figure is featuring the new fighting body, which I think is just Awakening Goku and King Nikuma like combined together. But anyways, their engineering team is working really hard. Here's the left of the box, here is the right of the box, and here's the back of the box, and here's the bottom. And I think I've said enough, and let's bust this thing open and see what we got. Alright, so here we have the figures still in their inner packaging, and again, I feel like they could have given us a little bit more, but that's okay. And we do have the backdrop over here, and some instruction paper, and let's check out the figure itself. Alright, so here we have the figure itself. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed by the figure. Like, I knew the figure was gonna be good, but I didn't expect it to be this good. And this has to be one of the best S.H.Figuarts I have seen to date. I have been collecting for roughly 5 years, and it's been a while since I'm so happy or excited to get a figure. First of all, I think they spent a lot of time on research and development, or just the engineering of the figure. They're featuring this new fighting body mold, which got some part from Kinnikuman, Awakening Goku lower body, and I really like the soft rubber they're using. Like, this is probably one of the better ones I've felt for years. This is Figma quality, if not better. And historically, Bandai has been really bad with these like rubber goods. For instance, the Itachi skirt was really bad, but this feels really good. And I love the amount of shading they have. The figure just looks really clean. Some people didn't like the figure because they think the face doesn't look good or Ryu not being buff enough. But I would like to see it this way. Like, I think this is S.H.Figuarts' take on what their character looks like. And I really appreciate that. And objectively speaking, I think it looks good enough. Personally, I like it a lot. But anyways, let's jump straight into the articulation. Alright, so for the articulation, that's thoroughly go over from the neck down. He can look up about this much, look down about this much, he can turn his head no problem, and you can move this as well. The shoulder is on a really long ball joint, and you do have the butterfly. And like I mentioned earlier, these are on a soft material, so you won't have to worry about this hindering your articulation at all. He does have a bicep swivel, but you can swivel through his shoulder, which works really well. Let me just kind of show you guys the design over here. And yeah, like, it makes the arm looks really good without a bicep swivel. And you can swivel over here, so that kind of makes up for it as well. And you can curl about this much, and you do have the ball wrist. And for the ab crunch, it's not so great. He can only bend about this much, and he can bend backwards about that much. But I don't think he really needs it anyway. And for the lower body, he can't really do the splits, but I think it's good enough. And you can swivel like that. There's nothing new, it's just your 2.0 body. And kick up about this much, and bend about this much. Some people might not like this, but I think it's okay. And you can swivel over here, like right here, and then you have an ankle rocker, and you do have the toe hinge. Alright, that's it for articulation, and let's jump straight into the accessories. Alright, so first off, we have the default face, and again, a lot of people didn't like it, but I think it looks okay. And to swap, you just have to take out the hair and this. That looks really creepy, and let's check out some other faces. Alright, so next up we have the shouting face, which does look a little bit weird, but I still think it's acceptable. Alright, so lastly we have a teeth grinding face that is steering to the left. I never really like any faces that is steering to left or right, but you know, there's nothing we can do about it. Alright, so next up he only comes with one pair of hands, and this is the Hadouken hands. It's very nicely painted and sculpted. I feel like they could have given us like another pair of hands, you know, maybe some style posing, but I guess Ryu doesn't really need it. Anyways, it looks pretty good. Alright, so lastly he came with the Hadouken effect parts, and I think the stick could definitely be longer, and let me just kind of show you guys the close up. It's really nicely detailed. I like the translucent plastic with some white shading. Yeah, it looks really good. And by the way, the shoulder articulation really comes in handy. Like, the butterfly works very well when you're trying to pull off the Hadouken pose. This works better than the 2.0 Goku. I think they should really improve on the Dragon Ball figures so they can pull off the Kamehameha better, like this one. Yeah, it looks very nice. And let's check out some action poses. Alright, so for the action poses, first off we have the Hadouken pose, and let me just kind of raise it for RYU, and it looks really good. Alright, so next up we have the Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku, which translates to tornado kick, and obviously I know nothing about physics. Alright, so next up we have everyone's favorite move, the Wake Up Shoryuken. Alright, so next up we have a karate kick, and as you guys can see, he can balance himself very well. And if I remember correctly, this is one of his moves in Street Fighter 3rd Strike. Alright, so next up we just have a fighting stance. Alright, so next up we just have a normal fighting stance, and yeah, it looks really good. I like it. Alright, so lastly we have a cross arm pose, and let's jump straight into the size comparison. Alright, so for the size comparison, let us start with Awakening Goku and Gohan, and as you guys can see, he is a little bit taller, which I like it a lot. Alright, so next up we have the S.H.Figuarts Naruto figures, and they look very good in scale as well. Alright, so next up we have the Diamond Select Venom and Vulcan Lock Spider-Man, and he is a little bit tall for an S.H.Figuarts, so that is really awesome. Alright, so next up we have some recent S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider figures, and it looks pretty good. And next up we have some recent Figma figures. Alright, so next up we have S.H.Figuarts Hawkeye, Obi-Wan, Joker, and Kylo Ren, and he's as tall as Kylo Ren, roughly. Alright, so lastly, we have him next to Mesco 112, Daredevil, and Punisher, and as you guys can see, he's about as tall as Mesco figures, just a tiny bit shorter. But anyways, let's jump straight into the final thoughts. Alright, so for the final thoughts, this figure easily gets a perfect score from me. If you can afford it, I urge you to buy it. Like, it's a really good figure, and the line is gonna grow strong. I can't wait to see Akuma, Ken, Evil Ryu, Guile, and all other characters. There's just a lot of stuff they can do, like I mentioned earlier. And I know a lot of people compare this one with the Storm collectible ones. Personally, I will never buy the Storm collectible ones, just because, you know, personal preference. This one is more in scale with S.H.Figuarts. The Storm collectible ones, I imagine, will be more in scale with bigger collection, like some of the domestic figures. But for me, I'm all in for S.H.Figuarts Street Fighter line. But anyways, I think that's it from me, and do let me know in the comments what you guys think about the figure or just Street Fighters in general. And this is Eric. The figure's great. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, I'm doing Chun-Li next, so see ya!